So I don't want this video to be long. Hey guys, and so we're gonna start the video off. I don't want this video to be long because I'm a person who speaks a lot and I don't want to. Editing a long video is actually hell and I don't want to do that to myself. So I'm gonna take a sip and get right into this chit chat. Get ready with me. I haven't done one in a while because like I said, like, chit chat get ready with me's are fun, like conceptually, but they're long, guys, and like they're extremely long, and I don't like editing long videos, but we're just gonna make it happen. As you guys can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about dating in 2021. This is my experience, so please don't project. Nami, I think, okay, I'm definitely going to be projecting from everything else that is influencing the dating game in my perspective. So must project 10 guys, if Londo is also happy, if that is going to make you happy, project, okay? Because I'm also projecting. I also want to make it very clear that in as much as there will be a lot of truth to what I'm talking about today, some of it is banter. So please, I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm not trying to drag anyone or point out anyone's beliefs or how anyone thinks. And in all honesty, this video is not about like giving you guys tips or advice or blah blah blah. I am just essentially sharing my experience with you guys and what is like mind-boggling me. But of course, this is a free world and I do want to engage with you guys, so let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this chat. Okay, I'm using Switch Beauty, guys. I'm not gonna show a lot of the makeup. I'm gonna link everything in the description box. Let's do that. I'm gonna be alternating between these two. This is my Birch Beauty palette and then my Switch Beauty palette. That's another thing, hey, like I need to buy makeup. I can't remember the last time I bought makeup and it's actually embarrassing. I don't know what makeup I'm gonna go for, but we're gonna make it cute, girl. We're gonna make it cute. So dating in 2021. Girl, the last time, let's take it all the way back. The last time I was in a relationship was 2019 and just a little bit of 2020. You guys want to fix things, but I was fixaky. Things weren't fixable, especially in my case because obviously a child was involved. So like cutting ties with that type of relationship was it was difficult, but I'm the one who walked away and I felt like it needed to happen. But there's no beef, like we're good. I think last week, it only hit me last week. I think someone asked and they're like, oh, okay, so when was the last time you were in a relationship, blah 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 blah. I was actually on like a date when this person asked me this. Like it was like a date, yeah. So this person asked me, well, when was the last time you were in a relationship? And I literally gagged because I hadn't even noticed or realized that it's been 2 years since Ujoda. Like what? It's literally been 2 years that I have been single, and for me, I was shocked, guys, because I don't know, like, okay, first of all, I was pregnant, so I had my child and I obviously spent most of my time focusing on that and like building myself up again as a human being, as a young woman, as a single mom as well. So I had a lot on my mind that I hadn't even realized that I'd been single for so long. It's only actually this year, 2021, where I've been like, okay, I think I've also like warmed into myself, like kakuhle. I mean, last year a lot was happening. I don't even count 2020 as a year. Like, what was that? Ew. But I think it's this year where I've been like, oh, okay, I'm an attractive woman and I want to see what's happening out there. Like, I'm ready to be in the dating space. And girl What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on in the dating space, guys? I'm on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, and so I see what is going on there, and there's just so much going on, guys, in terms of like dating standards, relationship roles, just things that have made it all complicated. Now, I don't want to necessarily direct this to a specific group or gender, but like if we assess and we bring in aspects or analogies that have a lot to do with patriarchy and misogyny, it all boils down to men. I blame the men. Like, social media has obviously affected how people navigate relationships nowadays. Things are a lot more complicated. Like, standards, guys, zininzi man, zininzi. Things that I didn't even consider before ever in my life, you know. And obviously I'm a grown woman now, and as much as we can say you can't let social media influence your life, like you can't live via social media, I also feel like that's a very flawed mindset, because if you go on social media for like motivation and spiritual connection, why then can't you go on social media and like navigate social spaces, relationships, and that sort of stuff? Like, you can curate what you consume on social media. What if you follow someone because they are your body goals, and then the next thing they're in a relationship, and then the next thing they're expressing how happy they are in a relationship? Are you now going to unfollow that person because, well, you're pressed because now bona they are also curating content that doesn't really speak to you? I'm saying all of this to say that in a lot of ways social media will eventually influence how you make your decisions, how you navigate ubomi bakho. And I don't want to seem like someone who is immature and like unrealistic and making it seem like I sit all day and look at other people's relationship and say, yeah, this is what I want. But as I've said, you do come across like some relationship dynamics that sort of like trigger you. I'll make a quick example, like a very small example. You know, like romance in relationships obviously is subjective. Like, what we deem as romantic differs from person to person, and you go into a relationship ube happy or whatever and all of that, and then one faithful day you go on Twitter and someone tweets some nonsense about, like, okay, not nonsense, someone will randomly tweet, but I had a bad day today and my man just came to my job and he bought me flowers and some chocolates and he bought me lunch and I feel so much better. Now, you can't tell me that you don't sit with yourself and your relationship and ask, hey, I've had bad days, and umuntu wami has never even said, he will say, ah, baby, I'm so sorry, like, be right. That's your man being on some, you'll be okay, my love, I'm so sorry. And in as much as like kutwa, let me have a glass of wine. In as much as they say jealousy or comparison is the thief of happiness, which is absolutely true, I'm not gonna lie. Comparing your life and like against everyone else's and your achievements is definitely toxic. But guys, if we're talking in the context of like small things, and the way this content on social media is, like, the way it's put out is quite aggressive, because people will blatantly say, if your boyfriend has never done a girlfriend proposal, that means he's not serious. Or people will tweet like, I want this level of romance where it's like rose petals and stuff like that, and you're just thinking, I've never even experienced that. Does that say something about me? Is it something wrong with me, my type? But something is wrong. Obviously, as I said, like, I'm a grown woman. I don't really need social media in terms of like my life decisions. But is it really bad to want someone who's going to feel away if you're having a bad day? Is it really wrong to want someone who cares enough about you to like buy you flowers because they know that that's something you like? Like, where do we draw the line of settling? I get the toxicity, or yeah, the toxicity of like women tweeting like he must buy you luxury brands, like guys, settling and like relationship standards are very subjective, and I think it's very unfair to push the agenda that, okay, your boyfriend is doing nothing for you if he's not buying you designer. I think that's very unrealistic, and I think a lot of people need to start having those conversations, in as much as it's not everyone's responsibility to bring you back to life and to make you realize that social media is not always real.
A man should be rich. No. A man should have, even if they might have money.
Do people need to be responsible for what you choose to consume? Like, you can't really be mad at someone tweeting that their boyfriend just gave them 25,000 rand because they're turning 25. Like, you can't be mad at that. That your boyfriend has never given you 23,000 because you are turning 23. You can't really be mad at that. Again, like, I'm not trying to give you guys solutions. I'm literally just throwing around some chats and ideas, so you make your own conclusions. You answer these questions yourself. I'm going to talk a bit more about my experience like dating right now, because that is what I've been doing. I'm not gonna lie, I am looking for the love of my life. I am. Is it going well? I have no idea. I have no idea if I'm anywhere near finding my person, and I'd say mostly because I think a lot of guys are not direct, or they're afraid of being direct. I'm gonna cut my crease, guys, and I'm not sure if I want to do that on camera because I don't want to make mistakes. Let me pause and cut my crease. I think I personally am struggling to like transition into a relationship, because I think men are either calculated or I think scared even, you know. I have been in a few talking stages. Girl, I quite enjoy talking stages. I think I enjoy the part of getting to know someone, getting excited about someone. I don't really mind it at all, but it seems to continuously get to a point where we're talking, we're moving, we're growing, but we do this and then we just hit a boom. Like, what next? Like, what now? And it's starting to really get to me, but I know that there are also like many other factors, because girl, I am in Mthatha for starters, which is literally nowhere. So I'm mostly speaking to people who are miles away from me. So I understand that that is a barrier, but I also think I would really like it if someone would just be real with me and just be like, Anita, I want you. I think sometimes it's because the men are waiting on me to prove to them that I am worth it, which I also find very strange. There is a video, a YouTube video, I'll put a small clip that Thembi Kazima did last year during lockdown, and she spoke basically about the hatred that men have for us women. Part of her discourse spoke on men coming into your lives, like in your life as a woman in this instance. Like, this is based on like heterosexual relationships. She spoke about how men will come into your life when you were doing your own thing, minding your own business, not even thinking about them, and they'll express their affection towards you, but still need you to jump hoops and prove yourself to them.
He says he'll do things, he doesn't do them. says he will show up, he doesn't show up. He is the one that pursued you, but
now I don't really understand that, and that's why I think a lot of the guys that I've spoken to really battle with like being sure, you know. I think they are waiting for me to say, here I am, I'm here, I want to I don't even know, but this is my assumption also, like these aren't facts. I think it's because they're waiting for me to be the one to prove myself to them, mana. I am worth it, I can do this for you, I can give you this, which I guess maybe that is what they require for their safety. But I also think it's not fair because I'm someone who's very expressive. Like I can't hide my feelings for shit. If I'm really interested in you, I will make that very clear. I will express to you that I'm excited about this, I'm excited about knowing you and getting to know you even more. And so you needing more from me at that point is for me becoming a red flag, because I'm not in a relationship with you. I'm not going to prove myself to you when you are not even giving me the green light. You're not saying that you want me. So why should I convince you that you should? Maybe to them it's not making sense, but why isn't this girl jumping hoops and like trying to prove herself to me when I have thrown her a bone? Like I've thrown her the bone, so she needs to come prove to me that she's like wifey material. Me expressing that I've now shared the same sentiments with you, like I'm also now starting to find you interesting, it means that I'm here. And now knowing what I bring to the table and like what I want from this relationship will come from me being sure that we are getting there. Do you understand? I'm not saying that I'm not going to bring anything to the table, which is a whole different conversation, because if for instance a brand approaches you and they are the ones who poached you, they're the ones who came onto your DMs, why are they asking you about the return of investment? Because they're the ones who clearly saw potential in you. So why do you need to prove anything? And I feel like men do that very often. I think Dimdala Rakulu to be doing that. I don't mind investing in a relationship and like showing someone that I really care for them, but don't be smart, don't be clever. I hate that. I am a very simple person. I like transparency. Rather at least tell me, Bana, listen, this is what I want, and well, how do you feel about that? Rather than this like going in circles situation, which I absolutely hate. There are so many things, Jeman, that are just really turning me off about like the dating space in 2021. And I just feel like Andiaz Nyan, I don't want to lie to you guys and say, but I'm okay with being single, because girl, I'm not. I am ready to be in a relationship. Like there's only so much of finding yourself that you can do, girl. Like don't lie to yourself. You found yourself and now you need to find someone else. You need to focus on someone else now. You focus on yourself too much. I want to date someone that I actually like. I want to date someone that I actually have a genuine connection and fun relationship with. I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't even know if this is an issue, but I have really, from like, because I started like talking stages like really at the beginning of this year, and it hasn't been a lot. Actually, it's been very few, maybe like 2 or 3. I've really had like 2 or 3 talking stages this year. With those, I feel like there's been a constant chat about like marriage, and like it's people who are thinking about that. I know, guys, me putting on my foundation is absolutely disgusting. Oh, guys, can you see I got makeup on the wall? I want to throw up. I think I've really been coming across people who talk about marriage and like engagement and like people they want to spend the rest of their lives with. And I guess my paranoid self really gets into a space. Oh, and by the way, I already primed my face, so that's why you guys didn't see that part. And as you saw, I mixed my Wet n Wild foundation with my Rimmel. The Wet n Wild is too yellow and then the Rimmel is a bit warm. That's why I mixed them together. But anyway, I think a lot of the guys that I have been speaking to have really been like expressed how they're ready for like marriage and engagement. It's like been people who are ready to settle down. And I think my fear is also like, is this genuine, or like are men trying to I guess narrate the type of relationship that we're going to have, that I have to now perform wifey duties because now they've dangled the idea of like me being the love of their lives and like us getting married, which is the end goal, I assume. So how do I then know if now this is real or like this is part of the plot? You be my wifey and then we'll take it from there. I have struggled with this in my previous relationships where I do become wifey. I do play the wifey role, and I don't think there's anything really wrong with that. It's just something that I enjoy, where like I do want to hold down my partner. Obviously get different strokes for different folks, but for me, I don't mind like not really ride or die, because I'm also not spang. I'm very much an advocate of leaving a relationship that's not serving me. That's something I will always do for the rest of my life. But when I'm in it is what I'm trying to say. But I'm also now scared, because now every guy that I'm talking to is like, I'm looking for the love of my life, I'm looking for marriage. I was at that point and it didn't work out, and so now I don't want to waste any time. I want to find someone who I'm going to do life with, and I'm just worried now, does this mean that now I have to perform as someone who's going to be umfazi wakhe? Like I must now play that role of like, now I'm basically auditioning, and you are possibly looking at me from the lens of your ex. Like your ex did this, and like since you want to settle down, you want to make sure that I'm not doing what your ex has done. Personally, I've been single, like I said, I've been single for 2 years, and I'm not even thinking about my past relationship. Like it's not even a factor to me anymore. I've healed from it, I've moved on from it, and I realized that I enjoyed it for the course that it ran, and I want something new, I want something different. So I'm not even thinking about my ex. So to go into a situation where someone is still possibly hung on the rights and the wrongs of their ex is very uncomfortable for me. It puts me in a very like weird mental state. Like I don't know now if I need to perform. That's why when I feel like most of the guys that I've been speaking to are waiting on me to assure them and be like, yeah, I am wifey material, now you can cuff me. And I don't think that's fair, guys. So I've set my concealer. I'm just gonna quickly bronze. I like to powder contour. I think it's a lot more natural and it's a lot more seamless, I think, without doing anything harsh. So I generally prefer that. I don't want to settle, because I really hate operating from a desperate place. Like that's just not my portion. Like I will never do that. That I'll never do, because in as much as, like I've said, I have been in all my previous relationship, I genuinely feel like I had a good time. I definitely feel like it's nothing I really regret. I haven't had like a bad relationship where me and this guy hate each other. No, I genuinely still had fun, because that is the type of relationship that I like to have. I like to have fun, I like to have a good time. I think I'm a funny person and I'm quite adventurous. So if I'm dating someone, I want to try new things with you. I want to see new places. Like I want to do that. I want to be I want to be your first, and I want you to be my first. I want when a guy thinks of a place or a song or food and say, I had that with Anita, and I want a guy to be that type of experience for me. If a guy is not nonchalant, he's literally like in the DMs like, hey, I think you're beautiful. Can I fly you to my city? And it's like, Johnny told me, how did we get there? And as much as I want a guy who's like sure of me, don't be weird. Why are you inviting me? You don't even know me. You don't even know me. What if I'm crazy? What if you're crazy? Why would I just run off to go meet a complete stranger? How does that work? For what? You don't even know me. I'm just gonna put on my mascara and then I'll put my lashes on off camera because that is a very difficult process. But yeah, also I'm not complaining. I think I'm also really happy about me knowing what I want from a guy, because I think with every guy that I have been speaking to, it's really amazing people. Very bad boy, Mr. Bitches. Popping bottles, okay, maybe popping bottles, yes, but not for attention. Like, no, don't be the guy. I don't know, man, but you're sweet, man. You're caring, you're thoughtful. I think with every guy that I have been speaking to or have spoken to, because some of these, even though I have 3 talking stages, I've had 3 talking stages this year. Others are better than others. Like, I'm gonna put on some highlighter. I like to use an eyeshadow palette instead of my highlighter. And that's another thing, guys. I haven't bought makeup in too long. Like, I'm actually embarrassed when it comes to that subject. So yeah, hey, I really haven't bought makeup in a long time. Okay, nose contouring wasn't really like a big deal for me until I started watching UK Hands, guys. Yeah, I makeup but I still like to powder contour. I just think it's a lot easier to blend for someone who is not a whiz just yet. I think it's a lot safer to powder contour, especially your nose. But there's nothing that you can't really blend out. Even if you do make a mistake, you can always blend it out. Okay guys, I'm gonna come back, put on my lashes, and then we're just gonna do lips and we'll be done with our face. So I'm gonna 2 seconds of lashes. My makeup is done, but like, it looked a lot prettier when it was fresh. Now it's been worn out for a couple of hours, but then nonetheless, okay, it's fine. I just wanted to close the video, and in terms of like the chat that we were having, I'm still quite young, and I might have a long way to go in terms of like finding love and that sort of stuff. And like I said, I don't really take being single as like a negative thing, even though I can say that it sucks, but like I don't really take it as like, I really don't think that I won't find someone for me. I really don't think that. I just think it's really a matter of time. So I'm still very hopeful. I know that things are very complicated right now in terms of like the dating pool and how people really navigate the dating space, but I'm aware that I'm not looking for a perfect person, but there is someone out there who's going to get me and like understand where I'm coming from and like the things that I like and the things that I want, and things that I look for in a person. And you know, I was having this conversation when I was in PE with someone, and it was like, you know, the older you get, the more you realize that relationships are a lot about finding someone who is worth it, like worth the fight, worth the compromise. And I know that sounds very like it sounds very like dull and it sounds like an obligation, but it's really also not about that. Because when you start to understand the idea of love, you also understand that it's not just about you. You mostly spend a lot of your time trying to make sure that your partner is okay, is comfortable, is satisfied, is happy. And so compromising is attached to that, you know. I think whenever it starts becoming a problem is when you're doing it to the extent where it is straining you, or you're the only one who's doing it and it's not being reciprocated. I think that's when you have an issue. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with like catering to your person and like taking care of your person. I know those things are usually classified as like cool girl, cool guy, or good girl, good guy.